Hello, Apollos Pedro here. It's another beautiful evening, and how is every one of you doing? It's a pleasure to be with you here once again. Compliment of the season to each and every one of you. I am really grateful for this opportunity once again to pass this great evening with you all, and the possibility to share some good news with each and every one of you. I hope you had a great week. It, it's been a while, it's been a week since we last seen each other. The last week show was really amazing, and a special thanks to Tiasha Castele Kasomani and Madam Chichi Igwe. It was a great show the other time, and tonight we'll be discussing about the possibility or the possible ways of dealing with our overinflated ego and personal delusion. You know, like most of you will know, one of the most dangerous disease that one could have in life is self-delusion. Intentionally inflating ourselves with self-delusion and overinflated ego. And these things could be very hard to deal with. Some people do not even know that they have this overinflated ego, just like most of us in life do not see our own faults. We see things and we believe things the way we want to believe them, and we can barely accept that we ourselves could make mistakes about our approaches of things in life. So this is a huge problem for most people, if you ask me. And a lot of us have this as an issue as well. So we don't listen, and at times where we are supposed to seek advice, or rather follow simple indications or instructions on how to approach things in life, we have that tendency of ignoring them, doing it our own way, even against professional advice or otherwise. This itself is good. Being, having the courage to go after one's heart desire is good, but ignoring every reasonable and professional advice at times could be very devastating for us as humans. So I want us to have this discussion tonight to see how best as humans we can be able to deal with our overinflated egos and personal delusion, because this is an issue that we have to address. And I do know that you know someone or know someone that knows someone else that have these issues. And I am asking you, just like I'm asking myself, or like I try to put myself under check constantly, I hope you are not letting your ego destroy your relationship with others. I hope you are not letting your ego come block ways for you, things that you could have been doing in a very beautiful way. I hope you are not letting your egos deceive or destroy that for you. So if you have had that experience with other people, or you happen to realize that you yourself you have this issue and you would like to address it, or you have taken some steps to cut back on your arrogance, excessive arrogance in this case, share with us in the comment. Let us know. You can write us message in whatever platform, on whatever platform that you are watching us right now. Share with us in the comment and let us know what you have done in the past to be able to overcome it. And if not in the past, what exactly you are doing right now to be able to overcome it. So let's go. Let's have this discussion. I think this discussion is actually very, very important at this time of the year. Is the Christmas season for those of us that live in countries where Christmas are celebrated. We're in December. It's Yuletide season, and some of our cities. The beautiful lights in the night are amazing, and I hope that you and your family are all having fun and preparing for the season or enjoying the season if you have done all your preparations already. And without further ado, how do one really deal with overinflated ego or personal delusion? One of the key steps is really realizing, first of all, is the art of realization. If one has gotten to that particular stage in life that he or she realizes that, look, his ways, his personal ways are getting on his ways in his dealings with other people, I think that should be a wake up call for that particular person. So those are some of the ways you will be able to realize that, look, some of those particular things that you believe that you are doing that other people really appreciate, most people really do not appreciate it. So it's a crazy thing, or rather, as crazy as it may sound, most of us oftentimes have this problem that we don't even know. We are confident of ourselves and we are so sure of doing the right thing. And at times we end up jeopardizing the relationship that we have cultivated over the years due to excessive arrogance, excessive self confidence, not being able to say thank you, not being able to say sorry when we are wrong, or rather, not even admitting our mistakes at all. So these are issues that we need to look into. And when one is not being grateful about the little or big blessings of his or our life, it could cause a problem as well. So these are some of the things. Hi, Obina.
Hello, brother.
Hello.
So
Hi.
far, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah,
I'm doing absolutely great. It's a pleasure to be with you again tonight.
it's a pleasure to be here once again on the
And I hope
Federal
you and
Frequency.
perfect. I hope you and your family are enjoying your Christmas preparation and season.
Yes, we are doing just fine, thank you. I believe you are, as well as your family.
Yes, yes. We are doing that as well. The preparation has been on, and fortnight ago was Saint Lucia's night.
Okay.
So my son and ourselves, we had a very great, like we'll say here in Italy, Festa di Santa Lucia. So
Yeah.
it was a great one. So the season is on and the weather attests to that as well. It
Okay.
actually snowed in my city last weekend. So the whole weekend we had a little slow snow in my place and everything, which is a
Okay.
great thing.
Yeah, actually, it snowed last week. Yeah, I was it not on Monday? It snowed,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken. Yes, on Monday when
Okay.
I was on my way to work. I discovered that it had snowed.
Yes.
Along the road, but those people that were responsible, they were able to do a nice job by clearing the road so that there will be no traffic. Yeah, it actually snowed, and it's nice to see snow once again.
Yes, of course, because we're in part of the world at the moment where it usually do not snow every year anymore like it used to be, but it's good. It's good. You're welcome again to the show, and today I will like us first of all. For me, this time of the year is Thanksgiving period. It's my personal thing. I haven't lived, haven't been able to go through the entire year to the last month of the year as we have it at the moment. I think it calls for Thanksgiving
Mm.
and personal celebration. This is my personal philosophy and an opportunity for me as well to go over through things that have done during the year. So from this very moment to the end of the year, the last few weekends that are left, on Pedro Apollo's podcast. we usually call it is that time of the year again where we are grateful and thankful for every little things that we have done and the big ones that we did as well. So this is just my personal philosophy and part of the Pedrapolos culture. So personally, do you do something like this? Do you set out a particular time of the year in which you celebrate and are grateful for the things you have achieved that year?
Uh, yeah, actually, towards the end of the year, you know, it's a it's a good time to actually, sober reflect on how the year have been.
Yes.
The successes you've been able to achieve,
Mm-hmm.
the failures you've been able to, that came out, that came through your way, and also everything in between. So
Mm-hmm.
it's that time at the end of the year. Myself, what I do is I always sober reflect and think and see how best I can harness the the lessons that have been learned in the year that is about to come to an end. See how best I can harness those lessons to you know succeed in the upcoming year. So yes, what we do, we make sure that personally, it has been a personal thing for me over the years. At the end of the year, I sit down and think, because you must in life one must pause, no matter what it is
Yeah.
that you're doing, you must pause at some point and then sober reflect and then think of how the year has been and then know where you got it wrong and then make amends. Know where you got it right and then put more energy in that area, things like that. So yes, it's a welcome development for everyone, I think, but it has been, my tradition personally, even before, over the years. It has been in fact, this is one of the things I learned from my boss because towards the end of the year, we, because the business is, getting to the closure of that year. So,
Yes.
pause and then we check our stock, how far we made profit and how the kind of losses that we've made and all those things. So since then, it has been a tradition for me. Yeah.
That's a great one. That's a great. I'm happy to know that, which means it goes way back for you, even in your formative years, and when you were still in your the Igbo apprenticeship program. And for those that may not know what the Igbo apprenticeship program is all about, myself, I know Bina discussed much about it in one of our shows back in earlier in the year, and that was a great moment for me as well as a friend and as a brother to know so much about that particular aspect of our life back home in Nigeria. Until this moment is still in existence. It has even gone global. The University of Harvard studied about the program and it's applicable in most countries around the world. So if you do not know what the Igbo apprentice scheme is all about, try to study about it. Go do some research about it and it might help to increase or guide you to that economic freedom that most of you are looking for in life. Obinan, one thing that I believe, in my opinion, that could actually hinder our possibility to be grateful and take this sober reflection that you talk about, in my opinion, is personal ego, or when one may have intentionally believing in in the state of self-delusion. Why do I say this? Some people may have achieved some things that, in their opinion, are not as big as they had expected, but they will forget about the fact that they have put in effort to have been able to do that. They will have forgotten the fact that they were even alive to have been able to undergo such a project in life. There is this popular saying that a living dog is better than a dead lion. Why, as a person, why is it common among us instead of being grateful and being appreciative of the things that we have been able to achieve in life? But we have that tendency of underestimating not only the things that we achieve and even our effort. And as a result, we tend not to be grateful if, in our opinion or in the way we see things, the thing as not as great or our in the way we would have expected it. Does that has to do with the way we see ourselves? If I may ask.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. You see, the first thing I would like to mention here, in regards to what you just asked, is the topic of mindset.
Mm,
There are people that believe that they should, how do I put it? That whatever they should be the topmost top. They should be on the topmost top of life. But you see, life is not designed in that form. Life is not
mm-hmm,
designed for everybody to be on the top. It is a journey, you know. And anybody that has a positive mindset must understand the need to pause at some point in life and then be grateful. For instance, this year, 2024, has
mm,
been a year for me that I've been able to learn a lot, you know, and it has been a wonderful year for me as well. So what I do, because I'd like to make use of myself as an example, what I
yes.
do at intervals, I pause and I think, especially in the middle of the year, because my birthday happens to be in the middle of the year.
Mm,
I was month of June. I know June is the middle of the year. So whenever my birthday is coming to, whenever my birthday is approaching, what I do is I take some days off and I sober reflect, like I said before. Think on what I
yes.
have done, what I've been able to achieve within the previous 6 months, and what I have learned within the previous 6 months. Most times I put these things in writing. That is why when you come to in my house, I have an office. When you come to my office, there are a lot of writings. I write a lot, So I put these things on writing, and I am grateful for the ones that I'm not been able to achieve, because at the beginning of every year, what I do is I write the things that I want to achieve. Honestly, most of these things are not just, financial, they're not money wise. Most
Yes.
of these are personal development issues. So I write them down and I begin to pursue them one after the other. I give myself time frame, but sometimes those time frames are not enough because life happens. You have somebody that is busy with family and all those things. You might not be able to complete or to accomplish these things within the time frame that you have set for yourself. But towards the middle of the year, which happens to be my birth month, what I do is I look at those things again. I go back to those lists. I look at those things. I'm grateful to God for the one that I've been able to achieve. I'm also grateful to God for the one that I'm yet to achieve, you know. So what I said before is that the case of mindset, it has to do with
Mm-hmm,
mindset.
mm-hmm.
We know how to be thankful, because it is until one is thankful, the tank of that person cannot be full.
That's
We
a
must,
great one. That's a bar of being a one
yeah,
has to
because
be thankful. We must be thankful, otherwise our tank cannot be full.
so
That's a lovely one.
endeavor to be thankful, because uh, your thankfulness or
Hmm.
gratitude determine your altitude in life. When you
So
are
true.
when you are grateful for no matter
Mm,
how small, whatever it is that you've achieved, whatever you think that you have achieved, no matter how small, you have to be thankful, because when you are thankful, like I said before, your tank will be full. And gratitude will determine your altitude. There's some people like there's some people that you do something for them and they don't come back
mm,
and say thank you. know that they have just gotten the last from you. They cannot come back again to you and then ask for anything that you're willing to do. But there are
Yes.
some people that when you do something for the request for something, you just show them love and do those things for them, and they come back to say thank you. It is their gratitude to you that will prepare you to do more whenever the need arises. So
Absolutely.
for those people that are not, thankful about life, it is a problem of mindset. It's not ego. It's not ego at all because everybody has ego. Even the beggar on the street, there was a day I met someone that was asking for alms, and another
Yes.
man came and was about to give him food items. He said no, he does not want food items. He wants money. Money. He was pointing he was pointing towards the man's wallet. I said, "You have some money with you. They give me money. I don't want this. Uh, they don't want these food items you are giving to me. I don't want this fruit that you're giving to me. I need money." He's somebody that is begging, but he had choice, so he had ego. So everybody have ego. The beggar out there has ego. You understand? But mindset is very important. The mindset must be changed. We must learn how to, transform our mind, from ungratefulness. Because one thing that ingratitude does is that
Mm-hmm.
it makes an individual stagnant. And one thing about stagnant water is that it smells. After a while, you see that the person's life will begin to stink. So
Absolutely.
this is a is a necessary requirement for altitude in life. So the mindset of unthankfulness must be changed. And I'm happy that we are coming towards the end of the year. For people that will be seeing this video later, or people that are online with us, I want everyone to understand that as we are about to enter into the year, or even as we're about coming to the end of this year, everybody should endeavor to be thankful, not just to our fellow human beings who have been there who have been there for us at one point or the other, but to God Almighty, because God is the source of life. Every other thing is a resource. God is the source of everybody's life. Everybody that's living today, whether they believe in God or not, God is their source. Every other thing they think they have, every other thing they think they possess is only a resource. So we must endeavor to be thankful.
That's a very nice take. I really appreciate that, and thanks for the clarification and the perfect way in which you articulated the issue. I mean, the issue of mindset, changing our mindset to be to enable us to be thankful. We actually serve as an antidote, in my opinion, to this excessive ego or personal self personal and self-imposed delusion that oftentimes prevent us from being thankful over things that we should have been able that should have come easy for us to be thankful about. And I also believe that one of the reasons why most people tend to forget to be appreciative is as a result of mispriority. Mispriority, or rather asking for the right thing at the wrong time or looking for the right thing in the wrong place. I will give you an instance. For instance, that's so funny what I said. I'll give you an instance, for instance, but it's okay. I'll give you an example, Mr. Obina. There was a video I watched during the week. It was a video made by a particular woman, an African American sister. She was talking about the Afrotech summit or convention that was held in Houston, Texas. And her in the video, she was trying to advise other sisters, so to say, that had planned or that would be attending the Afrotech summit. Her admonition to them was that if they are going there with the intention of getting a marriage mate, a boyfriend, or a long-term relationship or whatsoever, that they should forget about it because The guys that are there in the Afro Tech, first of all, majority of them are Nigerians, and secondly, most of them have already gotten a what we could describe as a concrete or long-term relationship. So oftentimes they just waste your time. They do not take the women, in her opinion, that go there to look for mates serious. So I look at the video. I mean, I watched the video for good three times. For whatever reason, I stopped the thing that I was doing, and I had to watch the video over and over again. And it got done on me that even though we live in the year 2024, and as educated as most of us are, we are still very naive. I think that's the right word to describe what I felt or what I think that we are oftentimes. The naivety is still very pronounced in our discussion, in our conceptualization of ideas and everything. Why do I say this is this? A very beautiful lady of her type, as educated as she believed that she is. My question was, watching the video over and over again, is that why we want, either as a lady or as a man, leave their own house to go to a summit that was designed for people in the tech industry to network among themselves, and with regards to issues relating to information technology. Why we won't intentionally interchange the purpose of that summit and start complaining about the fact that he or she didn't meet a marriage mate, a long-term boyfriend or girlfriend from the Afrotech Summit, and has to blame it on even the nationality of the organizers and everything. Do you think this is fair? What is
Uh,
in we're in 2024, for goodness sake, and is there something that education has not been able to do or did not do in our life that still make us to look for certain things in the wrong place, no matter how educated we are? I really hope you understood my question very well. I'm so confused about it. As educated, as sophisticated, as intelligent as we are, how come at times we still end up looking for the right things at the wrong place?
okay, I understand your question. You see, um, people have needs, and their needs are quite different. You
Yes.
know, there is always a time in life where you see life. I've discovered is designed. It's like a video game.
Mm-hmm.
You see, these video game developers. I believe they are one of the people that have a perfect understanding of how life is. That is why when you play a video game, when you get to a particular level, when you surpass that particular level, you go to the next level. The difficulty you encountered in the previous level will not be compared to the one of the next level, and it
Mm.
continues in that in that arrangement. Now, in life, people have needs. They may have attained um, financial success, economic success, career breakthroughs and all those things. But there is a need in their life that cannot be overlooked. And this need is the need of intimacy. Yes, just like you said, they may have gone for a particular summit that has to do with their career, but some things can happen in such summits. You know, you can meet somebody in a summit that may change the trajectory of your life. So with that idea, they go there, they are open, and life has taught us to be open. We don't know where the savior is coming from. You know. So I think that for such lady, maybe she went there for the right thing, which is the summit. And at the end of the day, she met somebody, a man, and because she has a need of this intimacy, they decided to go into a relationship from the summit. Anything can happen in any place. There are people that just go to, they just attend wedding, a friend's wedding, and in that wedding they met their soulmate. That was not the intention of going to the wedding. The intention of going to the wedding is to celebrate with the friend or the family member that is, doing their wedding. You understand? And at the end of the day, they met somebody, and before you know it, things began to happen. And because there's this need for intimacy, you know, a relationship was established. So I wouldn't say, in my own sense, there's a why reason. I wouldn't say that uh, the lady that went for the summit is a bad person. No, she went for the summit for what the summit was all about, which is to gather people that are in the tech industry, so that they can rub minds together and then share ideas together. But getting there, she met somebody and they decided to establish a relationship. Whether the relationship went, um, whether it went positively or negatively, it's not my business. I'm not interested. But what I'm saying is that there's this need for intimacy. Everybody has
Yeah,
it. And there's an age that an individual, whether male or female, will get to. The desire for this intimacy will come. God created it that way. You cannot kill it. No matter how spiritual you are, you can't kill that desire for intimacy. So, because you can't kill that desire for intimacy, wherever you find somebody that may, you know, that may help in that area, let me use the word help, that may help in that area of intimacy is a welcome development. So whether it did not go well for her, what I would say is that for her to come outside publicly and be saying all these things, it's coming from a place of pain. I don't know. I didn't watch the video. You understand? I did not watch the video. But I think that the reason why she came out to talk about those things, because it's like, from what you told me, it's like it's a yearly summit.
absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
It's one of
So,
the most famous um, people of color in tech,
okay.
especially West African guys in tech, in information technology sector. They organize it. It's actually one of the most famous. And like you rightly said, I don't have problem with her going. In fact, I want other people to go. But for the fact that she made it her mission, or she made it look like the mission of the female folks going to that summit is to meet their soulmate, is kind of disturbing. And secondly, it didn't work out for her doesn't mean that it wouldn't work out for somebody else. So
That's where she
discouraging.
got it wrong. That's where she got it wrong
Go.
because coming out, and just like I said, you can meet anybody
Mm.
anywhere, irrespective,
Absolutely.
because there's a need,
Absolutely.
and this need must be satisfied, whether we like it or not. So
So
you can meet
true.
anybody. But the where I get it, the problem I have with her is coming out publicly
Hmm.
to call out women that are going there for the reason that, so for one of the reasons, I would say that's the reason she went there, but I know that that's one of the reasons that may be an underlying reason for her going there. So coming out to
From,
tell
from
them
from the
going
video that she made it look like that was her main reason.
out,
Every
okay,
other one seems to be the secondary. Seems to
okay, from
no.
what you saw,
Yes, I mean, I'm speaking basically. I don't know her from Adam. I don't know her from anywhere. Judging purely from her video
from her,
and the way she admonishes every other lady, don't go and spread your leg, this and that and everything, is just the opposite of what Afrotech is all about. So, you know, we we are human beings. One of our shortcomings in life as a human being is our ability to project our fears, our doubt, every other thing on other people. You understand? So that's why I was kind of fine. looking at her age bracket, in my opinion, she should be between, without exaggerating, between 25 to like 35, 14, which by every book in the world, she's not a child. And
of course.
secondly, if she could be able to think of going to a summit,
Mm,
paid her ticket, probably rent a hotel and every other thing, I believe she should be matured enough to understand that that basic thing in life, in my opinion, that everything, no matter how well we mean and even the effort we may have put over things, not every time that things go the way we expect them to be. And for the fact that other guys were there, probably they didn't pick her, or maybe they might have even she might have even been in one or two relationship and it didn't go the way she expected it. It should not also be calculated as a fault of the person that she meant, because the person may have been in a different state in their life. Maybe they don't even need a long-term relationship. These things are difficult. You can't just meet me in a summit and expect that I am your shiny armor, or how do they call it, the Prince Charming or whatsoever. That may not have been the case. There is a reason why they say Obinan, what happened in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas.
mm,
Whether we agree or not, that is a popular saying. There is a reason why they say that. So for the summit goers, they have a purpose why they went there. And if you make it your mission, in my opinion, looking at the video again, if you have interchanged the purpose of that meeting to now make it your personal thing and personal expectation and everything, I think that's faulty in my opinion to some extent. Of course,
yeah.
Obina, I understand that you can meet someone riding on a train. Some people met on a particular flight from one country, from one city to the other, and today they are happily married. Their relationship have been for the last 10 years or so ever. Some people met in the supermarket, in a grocery
Mm,
store. Some people met while riding on the bus, in the train and everything. We all know this. But if I take a train from my city going to Milan and I didn't meet someone while riding on the train, it could be 1 hour ride, 2 hours ride. Should I not blame the captain of the train?
of course not. You see, what I'm trying to say is, people react to pain different. This is where maturity comes into play. People react
Okay, that's a good point.
differently. You understand? So I feel I didn't watch the video like I said before, but from
Mm,
what you told me, I feel she's coming from a place of pain. Maybe she has tried it once, she didn't work, twice, it didn't work, three times, she didn't work. With three different people, and it's like it's not, it's not working. So she's
mhm,
coming from a place of pain. But the thing is, there are places you go if you are looking for something. If you are looking for
mm.
intimacy, there are places you go. You go to marriage seminars, single and married, all those places. These are the places you
Good.
go to. You don't go and be pricing. You don't go to a supermarket if you intend to buy fuel. You don't go to the supermarket. You go
Obinanan,
you
it's
go to
this example is so amazing.
you don't go to the supermarket to ask for fuel. There's a place where they buy fuel. A filling
Good.
station, you buy fuel, or you walk there and then buy your your gas or your fuel. You understand? So I feel that if she's looking for intimacy, maybe she went to the wrong place because the tech guys, they are not children. If there's anything, and I've not been there before, I'm not so good with tech. If if there's a single man in that tech, among those tech people, maybe it's somebody that uh, is divorced, trying to get because
Most
every tech,
likely.
every tech guy, there's an age you get to, or there's a level you get to in your career. One of the first things you
Mm,
would have to get married. So
yes.
looking because you need stability. That people, if you look at them, they're stable people.
Of course.
Their mind must be stable so that they can. And one of the things that keeps them stable is a stable home. Majority of them are not
And they
stable.
work crazy hours as well.
You understand? So these are the things. She went to the wrong place. If that is the place if she went there to look for no, that's a wrong venue. If you are looking for something, you go to where you see people that are looking for the same thing that you are looking for. These people came for business. They are not looking for relationship. So if you meet somebody there, anything can happen. It's a 50-50 kind of game. It
Mm-hmm.
is either it works, it is either it does not work. You have to have that at the back of your mind. Then if you are going to look for a man, in her case, I know she needs a man. If you look for when you look for a man that is looking, you go to a place where you have, it's like a house of commons where the interest is common. You go to a place
Yes.
where the interest is common. You understand? Seminars that talk about singles and married, or singles rather, because you are still single. I'm talking about the lady.
Mm-hmm.
Seminars that talk about marriages and all those things, singles gatherings. There are several churches that organize these things, even in the United States. So you meet
Of
with
course.
them, go there and stay with them. There are a lot of people that you will find there that are looking for what you are looking for.
It's
In
that
that
same
kind of
thing.
setting, in that kind of setting, the probability of getting what you want is 70% or even 90%.
Higher.
Yeah.
Because the
So
interest is common.
of course,
They have a
everybody
common interest there.
has a common goal. So that's where she got it wrong.
Of
So
course.
coming from a place of pain, but what I will advise to her, I don't know her, but what I will advise to anybody that is
Anyone
that
else. Hmm.
what the person will do, first of all, you heal first. This relationship matter. If you don't heal and you want to jump into another one, you wouldn't know what the problem is. Because the second one might likely to hit the rock. Why? Because you are yet to heal. The person will suffer.
So true.
You understand? The person will suffer. Why? Because you are coming from a place of pain. So you need to heal first so that you can. Because if you go into another one with that pain, the other person will be the one that will be receiving everything because you will torment that person's life. That is
So
one thing
true.
about it.
So
So I
true.
will advise that she tries her best to heal. Visit a psychologist, visit a counselor. Let them help her through the healing process. And within at least for the first 2 to 3 years, I know it's long,
Hmm.
but first 2 to 3 years, she shouldn't be talking about anything that has to do with a relationship. You just focus her mind on getting healed, focus her mind on her career. Then after those, when she's healed, then she can now enter into a healthy relationship. And another thing is that you must, as an individual, I don't know her age, but you must be able to define what you are looking for, so that what you are not looking for when they present themselves, because you have been able to define what you're looking for, you know that this is not what you're looking for.
So true.
That's
So true. And this is just to add to that, this was the reason why, or this was what prompted that my personal reflection as to why, no matter how educated, intelligent, and the experience that most of us have in life, why do we have that tendency, or why are we inclined at times to start looking for the right things in the wrong places?
all.
I think this is a problem. Obviously, it's not something that we're going to resolve in a podcast, but this is a live question that I'm asking right here because I have seen it over and over again. I have watched shows. So I'm a content creator, so I watch other shows to be able to see and get some knowledge and everything, which is a normal. We watch each other's and everything. And there is this show, pop balloon, pop your balloon, or pop balloons, or find love, that I watch, and I've seen how some of our young men and young women could have ideas about marriage that are completely, in my opinion, in my book, out of place. I'll give you a very simple example. We all know, we are both married, we have families, we all know how important it is the aspect of finance in a marital relationship. There is no need debating that. That is what it is. It is one of the foundational thing that has to be or that one has to have attained to start discussing the issue of getting married or raising up a family. But it is also shocking to me to see young people making an emphasis on how much the particular girl or the particular man makes a year. And here I am thinking or saying to myself, I wish I could talk to these young people. Really, they don't know how some of us could be very selfish in life. A man is making 300K a year does not mean that that man is going to be a loving and caring human being. Some people could have millions in their account. They don't give a damn if one is dying in front of them. And it baffles me to see people focus so much on the financial aspect when they are making marital choices, as if having finance will cover most things that are fundamental in relationship. And I'm like, we live in an age where you can have almost any information you need about life, whether it is correct or not. That is a different discussion, but we are speaking here generally. Some informations are available to almost every one of us today. How come that some of us still continue to go after the wrong things in life? I know of some very wealthy artists, musicians, movie actors, and everything. Their ex-wife or ex-husband, to be fair, are chasing after them for the last 3 years just to be able to get alimony and child support to take care of their children. But these people have millions upon millions. Don't don't they see it? These young people focusing excessively on the financial aspect, don't they see it, or are they thinking that they are worth more as a human being? They have an overestimated self-worth of themselves. Like, to break it down in ABC, why should I care about you if you personally do not fit into my program in life, for lack of a better word? Why should I care about you even if I make millions upon millions of dollars annually? I don't give a damn about you. So if you are focusing on the amount of money that I have as a man, but I, for one, as a man, I'm seeing things completely different from what you are saying. Of course, I can charter a yacht and everything for you to take you around the world, but you are not what I want. So does it make sense? Or am I too crazy seeing things this way?
Well, you see, we are in the age of social media, and this age of social media, it is good. I like it because it makes information available to even the common man. You
Yes.
understand?
That's the most beautiful thing about it.
But people are taking it further. They're taking it beyond the necessary. Marriage is not conducted on social media. There's a difference between wedding and marriage. They are not the same.
Okay.
Marriage is not something that is conducted on social media. You see those balloon water. I don't watch those. I see them. I scroll. And
Okay.
I'm always on social media. What do I do on social media? I am learning new skills. I learn new skills. So I get most of the skills that I learn. I'm a photographer, I'm a videographer as well. So I learn most of these skills from social media,
Hmm.
editing and all those things. So sometimes I might be looking for information. I might be looking for where to get all the information I need as regards my job, as regards what I do as a photographer. And I come across those things What I do is as soon as I come across them and understand what they're trying to do, I just scroll. Why? Because to me, they don't add value. But somebody must create content because they need to create content to make money. So I'm not if that's what they do to make their money, it's not an issue. But the idea that somebody would now be asking how much do you make? If a woman should ask me that question, that is a turn off for me because I think what you're interested in is the money. You understand? And when I discover that somebody is interested in only the money, it's a turn off. Because what if there's no money tomorrow? What will happen? That means you will not think. You will look for the next person that has money. And that is not how what marriage is designed to be. You understand? So these people, I just think they are creating content, they are not serious. Because when it's time,
Okay.
look at what any of the ones that you have been watching,
Mm.
how many of them have you seen that they got mad? Those two people that were talking about themselves, they later got mad. How many? So
I've
these
not
people are
seen
not
one.
serious. They are making. But the problem is, people that are wasting their time believing that these things are reality. Social media is like a mirage. You know what a mirage is? Yes,
Of
you're
course.
driving, so it's like a mirage. The real life is not there, but that does not mean that there are people that are not living the real life. There are lots of people that are living the real life. But as far as I'm concerned, real life is not in social media. So those people are just for me, they are creating content and they are getting followership and all those things. When they are serious, we will know. For now, they are not serious because marriage is
Yeah.
not conducted.
On this,
Marriage
on.
goes, marriage, excuse me, marriage goes
Mhm.
beyond the two individuals. At least have been married for some years now. It goes beyond the two individuals because
So
what you
true.
are not seeing, from where I come from, what
Hmm.
you are not seeing, other people are seeing it because there's this saying that love is blind. Truly, love is blind because there are some things you are not seeing because you are blind.
Innate.
But your people will see those things because they are not the ones that are in love.
Absolutely.
They are the ones that is in love.
Yes.
They are not in love.
That is so true.
But their eyes are wide open. So marriage goes beyond the individuals. I'm talking from my own side,
That is
and I
so
believe
true. I agree
that, that
100%.
going beyond the ordinary to make these things happen. You understand? So it goes beyond the individual. So all this balloon, whatever, is a joke. Social media. They
Mm.
can quote me anyway because anything they've been doing those videos. How many of them have they said, okay, these two people, they later we joined them, they want they bust the balloon, this is their wedding. There's no.
You ask a very fundamental question. I have not seen one. Maybe it exists. Maybe there is one. I have not seen one, to be very honest. And the only problem I have with it is this: with the way they position things, I'm not even talking about the organizers or maybe those ladies or those men are coached to say those things. I have no idea. But I think that it's going to create an impression, a negative impression in the mind of those that are young, thinking that, look, for you to be in a relationship, that is what it should be. And it's so weird in the sense that these people, the people you see there, are not, in my opinion, are not even people that you have anything good to write home about. Like, I'm asking, don't they have parents? Are they so independent that they don't care anymore about any person among their loved ones think about them? Maybe I am wrong. Maybe they had the blessings of their family to participate in things like that and say some of the damnedest things that anyone could have come up with in life. So, but the what I'm just trying to say right now to anybody listening to us, that look, just like Obina said, you asking me how much I make, one, could be a turn off for most people, and secondly, that I have millions of dollars doesn't mean that that money belongs to you. You may have been my wife, you may have been my girlfriend. There is a reason why people have prenuptial agreement. In some relationship, you get in and you go out the same way you got into that relationship. And whatever you have to split together are the things that you both acquire during that time period. And for the fact that your husband or your wife has a lot of money does not mean that they are going to be paying and taking you to five-star hotels every now and then. So don't keep setting up yourself to be disappointed as a human being. I don't get it. It is confusing for me. And that's the reason, Mr. Obina, that I keep asking. We're in 2024, for goodness sake. And these people, to the best of my knowledge, at least they have gone through the four corner, if not the university. They have done both nursery, primary, and secondary. There are some basic knowledge that you don't have to be a PhD holder for you to know. At least I believe this as a human being. There is a minimum amount of intelligence that we should have. Why is this lacking in the general public? So I'm disappointed personally to see young and beautiful young adults comporting or having a world view of this nature. And I think it could be troublesome to some people as well. These are going to be our leaders tomorrow. If for issues that are this little, you don't even have control over it. What if it is your turn to lead the general society? Wouldn't that be a problem?
You see, these are the reasons why there are
I think we lost Obina there for a minute. Well, like I was saying, it is something that is a little bit troublesome in my opinion, and I wish we do better as a society. I really wish we do better as a society because having an excessive ego or self worth at times could be in our own way and could prevent us from enjoying life the way it is supposed to be. Life is meant to be enjoyed. At times, when we focus so much on the material things, on things that are not very important to our well being, we end up shortcharging ourselves and making our life miserable, which is not something that I believe that most of us want as a human being and even for us as a society as a whole. We want to have and live among our neighbors that are healthy, as well, not only in that are healthy not only in terms of health, but in terms of their mental ability, their mind, their mindset, in terms of the way they see things in life. I'm not asking you not to have a different opinion from mine, but setting up yourself to be disappointed over and over again, I think is not the right way to go about life. As far as I'm concerned, it amounts to self-inflicted delusion, and those things should not be encouraged in any shape or form. So this is our show for tonight, and I hope you have been able to get 1 or 2 points from our discussion. We really want to see a situation whereby we have a healthy society of individuals that thinks right, at least for their own personal well-being, people that are able to carry their own personal weight without using or making life difficult for others in order for them to be happy. And I am so serious about this thing, especially when it comes to young people. Focus on being the best version of yourself, that you will be able to attract good and beautiful things into your own life. If you do not do that, life may become very, very hard. If you make your happiness to be dependent on how other people treat you, what other people do for you, or what other people have, there is that possibility of you being in a sorry situation and being disappointed with most things in life. when it comes to interpersonal relationship, when it comes to even making money and working together with other people, when it comes to marriage or going into that long, intimate relationship with other people. If you have not worked on yourself, if you have not gotten that healing that you need to do and reshape your mindset to be progressive and positive, you may find a lot of disappointment along the way. Because I repeat, citing that example of that pop your balloon or find love show with the way that I see a lot of people being focused about the money, height, and everything, a lot of people, in my opinion, are going to be very disappointed in life. And I'm saying it again that that particular person has a lot of money. If it is not in their lifestyle to be going to five-star hotels, renting a private boat or yacht to go for holidays and everything, that money may just be in their account. You may be in their life and still not be able to enjoy that money. Lifestyle is different from having a lot of money. Some people are very, very rich in terms of liquid cash, but they do not have the lifestyle that some of us may really find interesting. So if it is your focus that that particular person has to have so and so amount before you can be able to go into relationship with them, I will just suggest to you that instead of considering that alone, try a little bit to look into what their lifestyle is. Maybe that is where your focus should be. Because over and over again, like I said at the beginning of the show, I will reiterate it again. Oftentimes, we end up looking for the right things in the wrong place. And I don't think is the best thing. Mr. Obina is back. Thank you so very much, Mr. Obina.
Yeah,
I was
thank you.
just,
Sorry, I
mm,
guess I lost the network.
of course, it does happen, and the season doesn't make it favorable as well. So I was just trying to emphasize the fact again that instead of looking to the material things when it comes to choosing a marriage mate, which makes, which in my opinion makes it possible for a lot of people, it seems as a foundation that leads to disappointment as far as I'm concerned, because you are thinking that this Mr. A or Mrs. B has a lot of money, financial, a lot of liquid cash in their account, but you have not asked what is their lifestyle. One
Yes,
may have a lot of billions in their account, but in the last 5 years, they may have never gone for a holiday. So, what is the essence of having money or being with someone that have a lot of money? Maybe in your mind you were thinking that having this money, I'll be able to go to Paris, Tokyo tomorrow, and everything. But it may not be the form of style or lifestyle that that person live. So my advice to anyone that is of that opinion or that makes that as a requirement to start building life with a particular person, endeavor to figure out what their lifestyle is, because there is more to things, there is more to just having financial cash or liquid cash in one's bank account. Welcome back, Mr. Obina. I just
thank
want to get
you.
it out of my mind.
Okay, thank you.
So the the other thing before I let you go, in line with this aspect of Thanksgiving, or when ego or if personal inflicted self-deletion block us from enjoying our life, is this. There is there is this tendency for most of us to believe that others need us when for a fact they do not need us. What I'm trying to explain is this, and I think one of the I will use a case of politicians as an example. And a particular politician, because that they believe in one particular political idea, which they eventually make to be the public idea. Because one thing that I learned from Thomas Sowell, which I 100% believe, is that oftentimes as a politician or as a public figure, we end up turning our pet project to be the public interest. Because I like to go and save sharks away in the ocean, if I am a politician, I want to convince the general public why we should go into whale saving in the ocean. That is just what I want to make clear. And that is what I believe that Thomas Sowell said with that phrase, or when he coined that particular thought. So, what do I mean? A lot of people not knowing that maybe in that particular context that they are, or in that particular place of work that they are, they do not hold that political power or social power to be able to make or cause some effect or a change in a particular context. They end up making some demands on others and are disappointed when people do not fall in line or accept their proposal the way they had wanted it to be. And this is another thing that I notice in terms of these young people that are going into relationship or looking for marriage mate. Because this last week, like I repeat, like as I was watching a lot of videos and everything, I came across a particular video of someone that said that if somebody that he or she is going into relationship with do not reply her message in the next 2 hours, then she is blocking the person. The person doesn't see her as important and everything. I was like, what if the person is at work or is in a meeting that lasts more than 2 hours, and maybe he did not even turn off the phone completely, and the phone is on silent or very far away from him? I understand how I work personally. I don't even want to use my at personal experience to even consider, because there are millions of people in life that are very busy. So I do not reply back to you in the next 2 hours. Does that mean that I don't love you, or I don't have you in high regard? I mean, have you ever had that kind of query from a friend or a family member or a loved one that you did not reply then in a time frame that they stipulated in their mind, that did not even communicate to you, and it become a problem in your relationship? Have you ever had a thing like that?
No, I've not. I've not. And the reason is because I've not given that. I've not. I don't think I've given anybody that kind of privilege. I before I've had past relationships before, and I let them know, because whenever I want to do anything with anybody,
Mm-hmm.
I try to be as open as possible. I let them know my schedule. I let them know
Good.
that, look, I work from so time to so time. I'm not available at some times. So if they call me and I don't respond, it means I'm busy.
Yes.
So when I see their call, I when I'm free, I call back
Mm-hmm.
and I let them know that, look, I was busy when you got. They'll say, yeah, it's fine, we understand. That's why we did not bother to disturb you. Not just because not just relationship. I'm talking about family members and all that. I've not really given anybody that opportunity to talk to me in that respect. You understand? So what I think is that people that are doing that are people that expect too much in life. You don't have to expect too much from your fellow human being, because we all have our shortcomings. You understand?
Absolutely.
When you expect too much from anybody, there is bound to be disappointment. You'll be disappointed. No matter how close or no matter how intimate you are with somebody, don't expect too much from the person. So people that are making such statements, one of the things I will say is that it's pride. Another thing is pride. When somebody is too proud, they see themselves as if they there's this song that
The Alpha
usually
and the Omega.
exactly. There's this song I usually listen to
Yeah.
years back. You know, he's talking to somebody. The musician was
Hmm.
talking to somebody and was saying, who do you think you are? Does it mean that your parts are not in the market? You know, such making those you know
Okay.
you understand? Such people they see themselves as if their parts are not in it's not available.
Market at all.
You understand? So that's pride for me. So I don't. For me, I can't go into. So that's why I said earlier that in life, people have to be intentional. There's no time to play. You see,
Yes.
life is one. That life is one. There's no time to rehearse. It's only when you are going for a program that you may rehearse. But life, there's no time for
Itself
rehearsal.
is one.
So you
Absolutely.
must be intentional from the onset. If you want to go
That
into
is
anything
true.
long term, you want to go into anything long term, anything that has to do with seriousness, anything that has to do with your destiny. Let me use that word. It
Hmm.
must be something that you
You know,
must
you
be
are right.
intentional about.
You are right. Destiny is
Relationship
what we are
number
talking
one,
about here.
somebody that you want to spend the rest of your life with. It must be intentional. You must not joke. You must not allow some things to cover your eyes. So this is where people get it wrong. And for somebody that is making such demands, such a person needs to be checked so that the person can lower their standard. Somebody was saying that there was somebody approached her. She was saying, "Where did you study? Which of the schools? I studied in Harvard. Where did you study?" The man was like, "I didn't go to any university." He said, "And you came to me? My sister, who are you?
Whoa. Whoa.
My sister, who are you? If you are not single, the man will not come to you now.
Yes.
You understand? The man will not approach you. You see that you are single, that's why he approach. So don't use that your Harvard. If you are Harvard inclined, you go and marry from Harvard, or you pick your husband
Yes.
from Harvard. You understand? So these are not the things that should define, something that has to be meaningful. Saying that if they don't pick your, as in what? Even if you are business partners, and you want to give me a contract, I can be busy. you know. So when I'm ready, when I'm free, then we'll talk about the business contract that you want to give to me. Then in the case of relationship, it has to
Mm.
be with respect. If the person is not picking your call, then you wait. If it's somebody that's interested in you, when they are free, they'll call back. And when they are free, they don't call back. It is a clear indication that they're not interested in you. So you bounce and you move on with your life. So
It's so true.
this is how I see things. This is how I see things that have to do with life.
It is I share the idea very well, and I think in fact I brought this reflection on our show tonight just to be able to have your opinion and to reason together, and in essence to be able to help those that are listening to us as well, if as if they needed to be saved actually. They it's just in addition to what they know already, so we are not here to with the mission to save anyone,
Of
to be
course.
very honest. So we do not think low of our listeners to that in that way.
Mhm.
But it is important that we tune down, you know, you were saying earlier on, you don't think his ego is pride. Fine. It is true. But I do believe that at times we could we have a way of tuning up our estimation of ourselves. It depends on the context that we are into. We don't do it consciously. It's not as if we intentionally want to let others know that we are better than them. Not everybody do it. Some of us are able to handle some situations, but in some cases, it depends on what we feel we are in that particular context. Then we begin to, in one way or the other, ride on others or expect things that are out of the ordinary from other people that we live with. And this could be in our place of work, it could be in our relationship, it could be even those that are acquaintance of us, people that we do not even know close. We are not even, we don't have any form of relationship. We don't have any form of relationship at all, because I have had a situation whereby someone seems to be arguing with me, and Mr. Obinan, this person do not even have my telephone number. If you ask him to call me now, he can't even call me. Like, how could you be angry with somebody that we don't do anything together? You don't have anything other than what maybe corridor voice, the things you've heard others say, cheap, cheap, and everything about me. Then you are even angry about me, basing your thought on the things you heard from other people, which you on your own have no evidence of whatsoever. And as these things happen in our personal life, it also happen even in our public life as well. There is a way they could make you hate a particular politician, a particular public figure, that if one is not careful, you start saying things concerning that particular person, even when you know for a fact that that is not the case. Donald Trump, for instance, is the most famous one. Is one of the person that has, at the international level, fallen a victim of being misrepresented by the general media or his adversaries globally, that even people had to know the bad thing, the alleged bad things about him before they start knowing the real things about him. And some of them end up being disappointed, like disappointed not about themselves, so to say, but I'm speaking generally here. So what am I trying to say is that there is a way people could misrepresent our interests even without knowing us. And they tend to treat us like that based on that misconception that they had about us. And when it happens like this, I keep asking myself, who the hell are you? Who do you really think you are? We are all independent as human beings. We have our freedom and liberty and whatever. Even if we're in a relationship, when a relationship does not automatically make me your child or your boy to be treated as if we are not, I have lost my dignity because I'm in a relationship with you. Just like you don't want me to treat you that way. Why will you treat me that way? I did not respond to your call as fast as you would have expected it to be. Does not mean that I don't treat you well. But why I'm saying this tonight, Mr. Obina, is that a lot of people could keep this in their mind and end up treating us that way. It could even be in a marriage, and when issues happen, then they start telling you that is how you did it 3 years ago. When this happened, I called you. This is, these are real life issues, Mr. Obina. They happen in most people's life. It may not be our case, but some people are really going through hell with this. And in conclusion, someone had his wife coming down to the office, and lo and behold, the wife met him while she barged into the office, met him doing meetings with his colleague and his phone on a table far away. Just to tell you how far people can take these things. The woman could be justified, or the man. The man may have cheated on her before, or the woman may have cheated on him before. But when actions like that has to affect the professional life of that person in question, how should they react?
That's a serious one. That's a serious one because you see that's why in a relationship one of the things that keeps let me speak about marriage. I'm not a marriage specialist. I'm not a marriage counselor, But from the little I've come to understand about marriage is that uh, before an individual goes into something that has to be lifelong,
Mm-hmm.
there must be some level of openness and trust, maybe at least until the person falls, on the wayside. But this trust must be there. For instance, if an individual tells their spouse, I am going to the office, let it be that they are in the office.
Mm-hmm. So true.
Don't create an atmosphere of suspicion. You understand? For instance, I leave the house early in the morning and I come back in the evening. But anytime you ask my wife, where have I gone? She would gladly tell that he is at work. You understand? And if you want to do your check-ins, if you come to my place, you will see me there. So the level of openness must be there. Must be some level of trust. You understand? So whereby there is no level of trust, that is where you find things like this. How can you call your spouse and they did not take your phone and all of it, you just begin to dash to the office?
Yeah.
No, there's a trust issue in that action. Maybe the man has defaulted before. You understand? And I wouldn't say that everybody is perfect. There are people that may have
No.
defaulted one way or the other. But when you default, let there be a reconciliation and do your best, because one thing that is easy to destroy is trust.
So
It
true.
is very difficult to build, but easy to destroy
In a moment.
in a moment. So that is why one must be very careful in order not to break the trust. The where there is this, the trust has been broken one way or the other, and you want the relationship to continue, then you must be sincere enough to let the other person know that, look, is I'm not into whatever may have broken that trust in the first place. And you go a long way to prove it to that person. But whereby there is no amendment after the breach of trust, then this is what happens. This is the aftermath of that incident. Barging into the office to see that they are truly in a meeting, and his phone was even far. So he did not even know you were calling.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So these are the things. Trust must be there. Openness must be there. Once these things are settled, you'll discover that the problem will be minimized. There is no marriage that is perfect, I must let you know. No
Absolutely.
marriage is perfect. But there are principles to everything. If these
So true.
principles are followed, you will see that the problems in any relationship will be reduced to the barest minimum. You understand?
So
So
true.
this is my own take in that.
So true. Thank you so very much, Mr. Obinan. In fact, our show tonight is not even dedicated to marriage. It's just that we are using these as case studies to aid our discussions and everything. Our
Exactly.
show tonight is purely based on Thanksgiving and avoiding those pitfalls that
Exactly.
prevent us from being thankful because we end up focusing our attentions on the wrong place, the wrong things at a given point in time. And as you all know, or for anyone that has followed me over the years, I have the interest of our young ones in my heart. I really want to see them do well. And like Chichi's Igwe said in her own words, relationship is our greatest form of wealth. And although most of the time in life we are not given great and effective instruments to be able to navigate them. Of course, because instruments of that nature doesn't exist, it's something that we learn along the way. I think you said some time ago, Binan, that marriage is the only thing, is the only institution where they give you your certificate
Before
even before
graduation.
before graduation, before you practice it
Yeah.
practically. So it is like that. There is no practical step that is absolute when it comes to interpersonal relationship. We all learn from it. We all learn from our errors and our mistakes. But what I will encourage anyone listening to the sound of our voice tonight is that when you make a mistake, try to learn from it. Don't let that mistake be a yardstick for you to treat other people badly.
Of
So
course.
A woman, a husband, or a wife bashing into their significant other's office, there could be millions of reasons behind it. And as we know in life as well, it could just be an issue with obsession. They might it could also be that there's basically no concrete reason behind it. This is life. We can't fake it for any of you. This is a show where we try to be balanced in our discussion and everything. Just as we believe that there could be reasons, millions of reasons behind that action. And at the same time, at times in life, some of us are very obsessive and possessive in life. It could also be there is basically no concrete reason that we can hold to have justified that action. Is it good or bad? We are not here to say that, but let us learn to treat each other with love, respect, and understanding. And if we happen to find out that, look, our ways and our approach to things in life tend to be on the excessive part, we should endeavor to seek help when necessary.
Exactly.
Look, there is really the issue of self delusion in life. People like myself and yourself, I mean, all of us, overestimating where our power reaches or end, not taking things into consideration that we should have taken into consideration, or seeking or looking for the right things at the wrong place. It is very common. Nobody is perfect in life, like Mr. Obina said. And every one of us, everybody do make mistake. We do not get things right 100% of the time. So when we happen to realize that we have made a mistake, let us be humble enough or be intelligent or courageous enough. I will not even say humble because oftentimes it is not being humble, it is being courageous enough to accept that I made a mistake, I will amend it, move on with it without blaming every other one for it. If we can do that, I believe it will be easy for us to be able to handle and deal with our personal self-inflated ego and personal delusion. Because delusion is like self-delusion is like mess. You don't see it. Obina, you made example that like marriage, other people see what is going on, but you being in love, you don't even see it.
Let's say, yeah.
So that is what self-delusion is as well. You don't see it, other people see it. So we should be able to listen to professional advice and take corrections that are helpful to us. I am by any means not asking you to be a conformist. Your marriage, your relationship, your way of life is for you, and it's for you alone to live. But if it is going out of the ordinary, seek help if it is necessary. And on this note, we are ending our show tonight. And I wish all of you compliment of the season. Enjoy the Utah season. Be the best version of yourself. Take care of yourself and your family, because at the end of the day, the only thing you have for your loved ones, your best legacy is the memories you were able to create with your family. I really
Exactly.
mean it. I really mean it. I was giving birth to in Nigeria. I live in Italy. My parents are gone. The only thing I have of them is the memories.
Of course.
I don't remember the last time I slept in my father's house. And maybe that man built that house with me in his mind. He wanted to build a house for his family and everything. I can tell you honestly, I don't remember the last time I slept in my father's house. I don't know if about you, Obina, but the memory is every memory you share with them is what you have.
I left home a long time and
Good.
I've not returned.
And that
I
man
left
built
home a
that
long time
house.
ago and I've not
He
returned.
built that house for you, like
Of
for
course,
his
but I'm
children
no
and
longer
everything.
there. You see, that's life.
That's
You're
life.
actually right. You're actually right. You're
The
actually
only
right.
thing you have is memory. Memory is all you have. So create great memory with your loved ones.
Yes,
I
yes.
wish you all the best. Merry Christmas in advance. Until next week, Saturday, where we'll be doing the Christmas show again. I see
Yes,
you
please.
then. Bye bye. Ciao,
Bye.
ciao.
Ciao, ciao.